Hello, Lord Chipmunk here again, and this time I bring you my Ace Tanker badge in the British Tier 5 tank destroyer, the AT2. What defines the AT2? Well, at Tier 5 the British TDs go through a very big change. The Tier 4, the Electo, is mobile, with a good selection of guns, very good camo rating, good view range, tiny, made of tissue paper and wishful thinking. This thing, it's got a good slab of health, 450, that's the same as a same tier medium tank. The gun selection is nothing new, it's a bit mediocre, it's nothing to really get excited about. It's not very mobile, but it does have awesome armour. So I knock over the crates over there, I'm going to go into the city. So just briefly, the guns, firstly, the armour. When I say awesome, it's 203mm on paper anyway. It does have its weak spots, but 203mm is pretty nice, especially at Tier 5. Now it's very sluggish, so it doesn't like being flanked, and as a result, going into the town can really help you, because if you're fighting down a street, people don't really have the space to flank you and make your day miserable, so you can really just put the hurt on them, and they have to deal with you frontally. Now there are two main weak spots when shooting at the front of this, and these weak spots seem to carry over onto the higher tier machines. Weak spot number one, it's kind of obvious, it's that cupola at the top. It's quite a big commander's hatch, and you know, it's not 203mm thick. Having said that, it's rounded, and if your gun has around 110 penetration, you can still get bounces on that. And so I'm thinking kind of 57 and 75mm guns, some 57 and 75mm guns anyway, can have a hard time with that. The other weak spot, well, there's a small area around the gun that is weak. So if you shoot this thing straight in the gun, A, you may damage the gun, and B, you may damage the tank. Now gun selection, as I say, this thing really has two guns that you can equip it with. 6-pounder gun, 57mm, it's, a lot of people use it, but in my opinion at Tier 5 it's looking a bit ropey. It has 110 pen, which is okay in a Tier 5 game, but for anything higher, you really want to be, I track the Chinukai there, you really want to be aiming for weak spots, which is difficult because it's not enormously accurate. And in order to consistently aim for weak spots, I'm just going to keep this guy permatracked for a bit. In order to consistently aim for weak spots, you have to sit still, which means people can aim at your weak spots. My preferred weapon on this is the howitzer, the 3.7-inch howitzer. I just have a few more shots at this guy's last known position. Because he was trapped there, maybe he's used his repair kit to bug out. I wouldn't blame him if he had, I think that'd be eminently sensible. But I have a couple more shots over there. As you can see, yeah, he did use his repair kit to bug out. And hello. Now, I mean, this is a howitzer. It's going to absolutely destroy lightly armoured tanks. More heavily armoured, well, you're not going to pen them, but, you know, you can do a fair amount of damage. And there's my first kill, a Stuck 3. So, we're 5-4 up at the moment. Things are going okay. So the other advantage of the howitzer is that you don't have to be massively accurate, so you can keep moving, which makes it harder for people to hit your weak spots. And hello, Mr. German Tank Destroyer. Did that hurt? Did it? Oh, I love throwing high explosive shells at the new German Tank Destroyers. It is so much fun. Anyway, oh dear, we're 6-8 down. This isn't looking amazingly good. But the AT2 is one of those machines that in the right circumstances you really can carry a game. So I missed that shot, but you know, whatever. Now, I could follow him down there. But I reckon he's probably going to go around the other side in a sec anyway. And try and put shots in my flank. He doesn't want to take me on from the front, that's just silly. I have all the advantages. And he disappears. So I reckon he's probably going to go around the block of houses and try and flank me. So he's probably going to try and come up this road that I'm backing into now. So, back round, just showing my front armour down that road in case I'm wrong. Turn about. Oh, hello! Dead. Now I took a shot there from a... Is that... Yeah, it's the M8A1. He's going to struggle to do much against your front armour, especially when he's dead. And sometimes using a howitzer is so satisfying. And you can see the rate of fire on this gun isn't bad. The worst thing about this gun, the two worst things are A, the accuracy, or lack thereof, and B, the shell travel time, which is rubbish. Now, here's where I'm glad I've got a howitzer. I don't have to aim for weak spots, and you can already see this guy's put a shot through me. And so I do not want to sit still. If I sit still, I give him shots into my weak spots. There we go. So I'm on 176 health. This is the only guy who really gives me trouble all game. And if I hit the turret on the Churchill is weaker. I'm probably not going to penetrate him, but I can do more damage. And oh god, he takes my gun out. And I've already used my repair kit. I used it earlier on the tracks because I didn't want this guy to have free shots on my weak spots. I wanted to keep moving, but you know, damaged gun, I can work with that. And you can see what I'm trying to do is just keep moving, only giving this guy shots at my front and at my right hand track, basically. So there's a little bit of an angle, and the gun arc on this tank isn't fantastic, but it does allow you to put a little bit of angle on the frontal hull armour, which is nice. And I am chipping this guy down. I'm only on 28 health, but I am chipping this guy down. And now I've got a friend coming up from the side. This guy's days are numbered. He's on 2%, and I derp him to death. So then we go at 4 kills, and we're 11-10 up. Oh, jolly good. They've got a tank destroyer at our base. There's enough there to deal with it, and I'm so slow I'd never get back there in time. I consider it for a moment. I do. But frankly, it'd be a waste of my time. And that's the conclusion I eventually come to. So we push onwards. And you can see that this tank has taken a beating. Now, there, you can see the 2 shots the Churchill put through. That plate, the gun mantle, around the gun, is there because around the actual gun itself there is no armour. So actually, the gun mantle on this thing is... Well, it's not that the gun mantle's weak, it's just that there's nothing behind it. So you do not have your 203mm of awesome badass armour. And they've only got 2 tanks left. I mean, this is over. All but over. You know, it doesn't mean this is a foregone conclusion. Things could still go wrong, but it's not looking good for them. So they've got a Stug 3 and a VK 3001H, which will be using very similar guns, kind of 75mm type guns. They'll be slightly better on the Stug in terms of rate of fire, but if the VK has his top gun, it will have slightly better penetration, and still not 200 penetration, but there we go. So I'm just going to trundle forwards, and this medium tank's with us, Panzer III form. He played a good game. We did what I saw of it anyway. And hello, and remember we have a damaged gun, so we're not going to get many snipes in, but you know, we might try it anyway. Boom. Pfft, not a chance. Oh, hello, there's the Stug. Hello, Stuggy boy. So we're going to see what we can do about him. Which basically, this game is, well, it could still turn around, but we're just trying to get a bit more damage in before the game ends, and you can see my gun elevation isn't good enough to get a shot at him. So we push on, push, 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 and we're about to get very lucky. Remember, I've got a damaged gun. Ooh, VK. Come on, baby, light my fire. And we aim, not for long, and it misses, and ooh, okay, let's try and nail this guy. And we aim, and we don't really aim fully, and it's a damaged gun, and we splash him to death anyway, and someone kills the VK. And that's the end of the game. So we get top damage, top XP, ace tanker, mastery badge, steel wall and Spartan out of this. It was a pretty good performance, and I think it's at this point that I seriously considered keeping the AT2. Before I hadn't been sure, but it was at this point that I seriously considered it. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the game. Please catch my other videos, and I will catch you another time. Goodbye.